I'm concerned about this tree falling on the tractor. Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farm, and today we're going to try to make some major progress on the trail build. Essentially, I've got this trail finished all the way across the property, but we hit one point that I could not get through and had to detour around it. Well, today I've got the bigger excavator back, and we're going to see if we can force our way through that last tough stretch and finish this thing off. So from here in the seat of the tractor, I can see some orange paint right up there on a log, and that is where I marked the property line. We want this path to go straight through there. If you look over here, this is where I took the path. The excavator's already over there. You can see our chairs set up. We've got our little campsite. I'm going to try to come right through here. I think I'm going to take the excavator around behind and try to work towards the tractor. From there, coming across here, the big obstacle is really just the sheer size of these rocks. Otherwise, it shouldn't be too bad, but I've actually never crossed right here, even on foot. But you can see it's not that long of a path. I'm going to have to get this log out of here, and I could probably do some of this with the brush cutter. We'll just see how it goes. I'm going to start just trying to bring the excavator from over there through here and rip out everything in my way. And I had some orange paint there, but some over there, so it was kind of in between right in this area. Before I even start on today's project, you can see where we have our campfire. Right above it is this branch off of this tree that's curving up over the top of it. And really, that tree needs to come out. I'm going to see if I can just bust the roots up a little bit. I think it has some huge roots on top of the ground right here at the excavator, but it's a small tree. You might want to pay more attention to where you're standing. You're going to get knocked over every time like that. All right, I'm going to set the camera up right here. We've got orange paint on this stump. And then you might be able to see the tractor straight through there. I'm not sure if you can catch a peek of that red or not. But we got all these big rocks jutting up that make it where it's not really passable. A couple of trees here that I might just push over if I can grip them and rip them. This is probably the nicest, healthiest tree on the hill, and it's just over onto the neighbor's side. That's a big old beautiful oak tree, probably 3-foot diameter. Let's see what we can do with this tree here. Let's give it a push this way. Oh yeah, beautiful. All right, let's let the blade work a little bit now that I knocked that tree out. Now let's see, that's a good sized tree right there. Let's see if this can handle it. You know what, let's push this pile a little further. All right, now, I think if I can get to the roots, I'm gonna bust off some of these branches right here.
I've definitely got a little bit of a squeak going on here, and I need to do a better job of getting that boom greased every time I use it.
See what we can do with this guy. Now we got this tree right over here. Let's see if we can get it out. We're taking up roots. Now we broke some roots. Let's see if we can push this over. All right. Doesn't want to do it. Let's get a little bit closer. Now, it looks like I can pick that up, but it's probably still got quite a bit of roots hanging on. Rub that up. I think we can just grab it now. Now, if I wasn't making a video, I'd just keep plowing along, but for the purpose of this, I don't know how well you guys can see what's happened here. So as we're going from there, we've taken a few big trees that were here, knocked them down, stuck them over there. This will be the brush pile that still exists when the trail's done. Then what that leaves is uprooting those trees made this big pile of rocks. Like, this is tons of material. And all of this needs to get off to the side too. Then I want to get a look at where we're going after that. But after that, we've got kind of an opening here, flat spot. Then this is one we need to be careful with. There's a standing dead tree there, but it's kind of intertangled with this live tree. We don't want to go tugging on that. That thing could just fall. That's just a dead branch. That's just hanging there. So I can grab that out of the way. Start pushing some of this and knocking all this out of the way. But the good news is this is all flat ground right here. So we've got this pile of rock in between us and where we're going. And all this is thorn bush. Let's see if I can step around it here. This is the piece I'd actually marked as the property line right here. We got all this rock sticking up here, and we need to get through right here. Probably the best way to do that is with the brush cutter. And once we get to here, we got this log to move out of the way. And then it's the boulders. And that might be the tractor with the grapple for that. All right, we're making progress here. I'm concerned about this tree falling on the tractor. I don't think there's much holding this up. It's leaning on this branch. There's a ton of overhead weight. This tree's alive and well, but the one leaning on it is bigger and dead. So, but I kind of need to come right through here, and I'm worried I'm gonna hit this, and it's gonna damage that tree, and the whole thing could fall over on me. So I'm gonna cut just a little bit of that limb right there. I apologize. I definitely put you guys in the line of fire that time. Let's get you over here to the side for a little bit of better viewing experience with nothing falling on your face. That should do it. We've got a medium-sized log in here somewhere. I can't even see it for all the brush. And then we got a big one over there. So if you saw me fighting with this log, it's because it's too long to carry out. I could have just picked it up from the middle and just drove out. But instead, I wanted to drag it out long way, so I got it turned so I can grip it. It would have been smarter for me to hook a chain to that and drag it out with the back of the tractor instead of having to grapple in awkward angles. But it's too late now, I've already done it. Okay, for the first time, I can see all the way through my trail. We've just got these huge rocks in between here and there, and I could force the tractor to drive out right here and kind of bulldoze through that. But I'd rather come in a straight line. We're this close. So I'm gonna get the excavator over here and see how much of this I can dig out. So now I want to find out for sure that my side-by-side can pull the ATV wagon down that trail, and it's pretty rough riding the part we just made. So I'm gonna put this on the front and take a ride. This is the Bighorn 550 EFI. All right, awesome day out working on the trail. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.